my stars are coming on. Yeah, I can just sit here and trace my stars now.
That's what you gonna do.
Problems.
Check out my overalls. What's up? I gotta stand up. I don't usually show off what I'm wearing, but look at these overalls. The whole leg. They're dope. I got them from Trash Cat. She is a local vintage / upcycler. These are handmade overalls, y'all.
And they're dope as cute.
They're so cute. I feel like Carol Baskin's granddaughter again. So, Carol Baskin.
Killed her husband.
Whacked him. Can't convince me that it never happened. Fed him to tigers. They snacking. What's happening? Carol Baskin. Oh, damn. That was sweet. Yeah, so Trash Cat is in Lloydminster. You could set up an appointment with her and go try on all her super cool stuff right here in Lloydminster, downtown.
Yeah.
So that's so far what I've got to say. Do we want to introduce them to our new family member? We've got a new family member.
It's Henry.
Henry.
Look at Henry.
He's so humongous, Henry. He's not humongous.
No, he's just a little foofster. Just a little foofster.
So where did Henry come from, Megan?
Henry came from CD6 Farms, just outside of Sherwood Park. Highly recommend if you're in the market for an Australian Shepherd. They're great people. And this is my little Henry. I love him so much. And he's exactly what I needed. And he brings me so much joy and so much happiness. I could just cry. Which I did when I picked him up. I fucking bawled.
Yeah, you
An ugly cry in front of strangers because he just reminded me so much of my Franklin when I got him. And I am convinced that there is some Franklin in my little Henry dude.
Yeah.
He's just so special.
He's the cutest. The cutest. The cats do not like him. Well, Nubby seems to have warmed up to him a
Nubby
little.
tolerates him, mostly probably because she would rather tolerate him than give up her spot in my bed at night. Like she's making the sacrifice here, I guess.
Yeah.
And Nubby's right here on the chair, as you can hear her little bell.
Is there a story behind you naming all your dogs after old dudes? Or is that just something you do?
It's just my jam. It's always been my jam to name. I just love animals with human names.
Henry!
Henry!
Chewing on my slipper. Stop it. Yeah, dogs are awesome. I've never... Like, the only dog I've ever had for his full life was Cooper. Ow! His sharp little puppy teeth going through my slipper. Okay, bro. I'm putting my feet up. Yeah.
Henry.
So, Australian Shepherds are your breed, hey?
Yeah, I just can't seem to get away from them.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah.
And this is your... Yeah. Second one. Third one. Third one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Henry's gonna live a long time.
Ain't nobody gonna be fucking touching him.
Right?
There'll be some goddamn heads rolling.
I always wanted to have a basset hound when I was... Well, I had a basset hound when I was young, and then it, like, translated to a lifelong yearning for a basset hound that I still have not done, but I had a basset hound named Odysee, and then my parents got divorced, and then we had to move in with this family for 2 months, and so the dog had to go to my uncle's place, which I just recently found out. So my whole life I've been blaming my mother for giving away our dog when we moved into our house at the end of the summer. But in fact, I believe now it was my uncle who didn't want to have the dog in the house and was like, I'm not watching this dog for you, Amanda's mother, and now, yeah.
Why'd you slap me?
And she gave him away. They gave him away, and I never saw my basset hound Odysee ever again.
Yeah, that's not really nice.
I know. Like, it was like, the whole reason I was excited to be moving into our new house was to get my dog Odysee back. And then when we were like, are we going to pick up Odysee? My mom was just like, no. Never told me why, which I don't know why. Maybe she wanted to get rid of it too, and she just didn't want to blame him, but that's pretty fucked up to find out the other day.
Yeah. The things, yeah.
Our parents
do.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, we treat children like they don't fucking know anything. Like,
right.
We just disrespect them all the time instead of talking to them like a normal human being.
I know, and yeah, absolutely.
And they wonder why kids have so much freaking trauma when they grow up.
I was actually thinking about this the other day because, like, we expect children, like, we are humans, children are humans also. And I don't have control over my emotions sometimes, so how can you expect a 10-year-old, a 5-year-old to have any control over their emotions? It's ridiculous.
What do you have in your mouth?
And I was actually thinking a lot about the fact that, so we spend, like, here's the thing, okay? Teenagers are tough, right? Teenagers don't want to listen to their parents. And this is my new philosophy, is that we lie to our children from the time they're young. We say Santa Claus is real. We say, woof. We say the Easter Bunny is real. We tell them that the pool is closed when it's not, so we don't have to take them. We say, don't use that. You're going to poke your eye out and then you'll be blind forever. We say, eat your vegetables or you won't grow up. You know what I mean? We are always lying to our kids. And so then it's no wonder we get these teenagers who don't give a fuck, who don't give a fuck what we say. They don't trust us because guess what? You know, now they know Santa's not real. Now they know the Easter Bunny's not real. Now they know that if you don't eat your vegetables, you're still going to grow up. Like, and so now they've lost their trust in the one person that is supposed to be able to guide them. And so we kind of, as parents, make a fool of ourselves for like their whole life, and then we wonder why they don't listen to us when they're a teenager. Well, it's because they don't trust us anymore. We've shown them again and again that we're wrong. So why would they listen to anything we say? And then it's very easy for these creeps online or even just whoever to influence these teens because, you know, these new authority figures they're going to trust more than their parents who have been lying to them their whole lives.
Yeah. Very true. Well, no, it's just... Well, and, like, we just don't spend enough time with kids either, period. Like, I don't know, why does your kid have so much time to be on the internet talking to strangers so much?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I don't know. But then again, though, that's, like, what society has created for us is that both parents have to work in order to survive nowadays. And so then it's just the hustle and bustle of the work life, and then the kids just kind of go by the wayside, like...
Yeah.
Pushed into the corner and fed electronics to parent them.
Yeah, children really aren't prioritized anymore. And I really feel like they should be. They should be the most important thing for your life.
Well, yeah, you brought them into this world, like...
Yeah. Like, you should want to protect them from everything and anything, no matter what. And yet, we're so complacent. Like, when I severely... And you know what? Maybe I'll just put this on blast today, because why not? But when I used to take my daughter to daycare, like, it was like, there was no vetting. Well, there is. Like, you go meet them, and they give you their whole plan of, like, look, we're going to do crafts at this time, and nap time is this time, and blah, blah, blah. But you don't ever really, like, dive into the lives of these people to see how busy they actually are. And then suddenly you find out that a lady is running a daycare as well as a home business, as well as a toy business, as well as this business. And suddenly you realize that as much as this daycare is pretty on the outside and looks good on paper, they're neglecting and harming our children. Like, Remy went to this daycare and it was run by a lady named Becky Fawson. I don't care. I don't remember what the daycare was called. I don't even think she runs it anymore. But one day... Like, there's multiple cases where me and her father would pick her up and the babysitter would be nowhere to be found. I'd be, like, knocking on the door. Nobody would come. Like, kids, toddlers would come and answer the door. And I started to be like, this is fucking, I don't like this. And then one day, I went to pick Remy up. And she comes to me before any of the adults come, because I don't know where they were, showering or who cares, whatever, playing cell phone games. Remy comes to me and I pick her up. and she stinks like shit. And I'm like, ugh, like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, she must have, oh crap, I can't reach it. Oh, gosh, dude. I was like, oh, she must have just pooped in her diaper or whatever. And so I'm touching her, and her arms are all fucking bumpy and crusty and weird. So my child had been sitting in her own shit long enough for her to play in it and for it to dry all the way up her arms. And that was obviously the last time I ever was at that daycare. And then I said, like, hey, I'm not bringing my child back to you. You're neglectful, and this is, what happened. And then she was like, oh, well, for pulling her out early, you're going to have to pay this, $700 penalty. And so I wrote this letter saying, like, no, I will not be paying a penalty. I'm going to report you to, child services.
Lucky if you even have your fucking daycare.
Yeah, just the audacity of this woman to try to come after me for more money after me literally just witnessing you neglecting my child. Like, go fuck yourself. And, that was the worst instance. There were a few other things with other daycares that I was, like, kind of weird about, like, but it wasn't the fault of anybody running those daycares. It was just, like, little things here and there. And I just gotta stress, like, man, daycares are dangerous, like.
Well, and the thing of it is, too, like, to run a daycare, like, you have to be committed because people are trusting you with their children, an extremely important stage of their developmental.
Yeah.
And in their developmental stages of life. So if you take your kid and you put them in daycare and they're just thrown on a couch to watch TV all day with a bunch of other kids, like, that's not cool.
No, it's not. And
And I think, like, people just, like, they run daycares almost like fucking puppy mills.
Oh, 100%.
Because they just, like, oh, yeah, more and more and more, take it to capacity because they get to charge, like, $700,000 a fucking child.
Yeah. In Lloydminster, the daycare prices are astronomical. They're not like that, really. Well, maybe in the bigger cities, but, like, daycare in Lloyd is, like, runs, like, $40 to $50 a day. If you're lucky, you can find one that's $30, $35 a day, but, like, the ones that I was trying to find, like, I'm so fucking glad I don't have a child in daycare anymore. And honestly, if I was to do it over again, like, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't put my kid in daycare. I would just not work, or I would find a way for 5 years until she could go to kindergarten.
Or, like, sync up with, like, friends to have your kids together so you can all, like, okay, you're the designated stay-at-home mom, and we'll pay you to watch our children. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? It'd be like a little colony. It'd be making it a village again.
I always thought that would be cool. Or, like, having, like, a homeschooling group where, like, I have Tuesdays off, so I'll teach, like, math and English on Tuesdays, and then you'll have Mondays off and you'll teach science and history on Mondays. Like, that's the life I want for my future children, or not my future children, but my children's future. Because, unless you, like, even when you know the person in the daycare, like, I have a friend who had a kid in daycare, and it didn't go well because, it's just like, put him in the toy room in the basement, bye, close the door, and then kids are just left to fuck around with each other and do whatever, and who knows what's happening. They're not learning anything, that's for sure.
No, they aren't.
But I will say, a girl that watched my favorite daycare, and her name was Sarah. Actually, she runs, like, I don't know if she still runs a daycare, but she has a crystal business now. It's Sarah Labello. I forget the name of her business at the moment, but she was the best daycare. She took the kids on trips. At one time they went to, like, every park in all of Lloydminster. They, like, were checking every park off the list, and there are a lot of parks in Lloydminster. Cool. Yeah, it was very fucking cool. And Remy was always bringing home a craft. She was always learning something
doing
new.
Stuff with the kids.
Like Sarah was, and then the reason I pulled Remy out of that daycare was because we moved.
Ow,
and
that hurts.
I truly regret it. Sarah was the fucking best. Like, I want to find... Oh, Lucid Embellishments is her business on Instagram, so feel free to check out her crystals. But yeah, she was wonderful. But I regret every single one before her and after her. Honestly, just toxic environments. Like, sometimes you don't even realize that, like, there's this one daycare, I won't say who it was, but the father of the children was a fucking hothead. And as much as he didn't do anything to my kid, the way that he yelled at his kids, like, one time I got there to pick up Remy and he was yelling at his son, and it was like, I was scared. Like, I was like, Jesus, like, that's like savage yelling.
Yeah, like, and I'm just kind of like, I'm not going to say names or anything, but, like, you know, like, I've been in, like, home businesses, like, getting, like, people that do, like aesthetics out of their home. Mm-hmm. And then, like, their significant other will just be, like, going off on the kids. And it's like, this is fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a paying customer. Like, I understand that I'm coming to your house, but, like, at least try and make it professional and not scream at your children. Mm-hmm. And make a fucking fool out of yourself, essentially. Because it's like, man, like, yeah, just for shit that was not called for and just being mean. Yeah. Like, why do you fucking, like, have kids if you're just gonna be fucking mean to them? Or, like, if you don't, like, if it's a blended family, don't get together with a blended family if you're gonna be a fucking asshole. Like,
yeah, if you're
traumatizing someone who comes from a blended fucking family.
Yeah.
And having a fucking mean stepdad, like, it's not fucking fun. Like, that, those memories stay with you for fucking life. Like, the name calling, the fucking abuse, the everything. Like, it sticks with you, and it's embedded in your memories.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just, like, for me, somebody said this to me recently, and it really, or maybe it was in a video, I don't remember, but somebody said, like, talk to your kids the way you would talk to your friends. And if you're talking to your kid and you think, oh my God, I would never say that to my friend, then you should think about it. Because, and I've been catching myself, because the way sometimes,
friend or even your parents.
Yeah, like, even your parents, like, so with Remy, like, sometimes when she doesn't do something, I'll kind of get snippy and be like, ah, you know, like, do your laundry right now, you know? And so would I say that to Meghan? Would I say, do your laundry right now to Meghan? No, she's not my fucking kid. Why is it okay? Because it's my fucking kid. It's not. So that's the point I'm trying to make. It's not. You should speak to your child as if it's your peers, as if it's someone you respect, because you should respect them. They're your child, and you want them to know that you respect them, so that when they go out into the world, they know what respect looks like and what it doesn't look like. Because I know me. I went into the world, you know, thinking that abuse was normal, essentially, because...
Well, getting after your... Like, there's a fine line, though. Like, there's, like, a line of, like, I don't think if you have to snap at your kid every once in a while because they're not listening, because, you know, you should treat your kid with respect and try and talk to them. If they're not going to listen, sometimes they just need a fucking...
Oh, for sure.
Hey, do this now.
Yeah.
I asked you to do this, you know, and then you get stern. But, like, it's like when you yell at your kid all the time, then it does not have the same effect. Like, you know, talk calmly, but sometimes they need, like, that. They need the fear of fucking, I'm going to get my ass paddled or something.
For sure,
like,
yeah.
Because, like, they need to, like, as much as, like, you need to respect your kids, they need to have respect for you, too. And a little bit of fear is... healthy.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, like the, you know, I know if I fuck up, I'm gonna get in shit.
Yeah, like if they're obviously being a little troublemaker outright on purpose, then yeah, like you gotta, you know, not hit them, but like be stern with them. But yeah, I guess there is a fine line.
Because like there are, like, you know, if you're like screwing up real bad at work, like you can get a stern talking to at work. Like there's nothing wrong with a stern, but it's like the people that you can tell that they just nag and just like rah, 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 like chew on their kids night and day, and it's just like, what are you can't seem to do anything right.
Yeah. Let kids be kids, y'all.
But then again, all kids are different, all adults are different, like. But sometimes, like, you just need to sit them down and have a talking to.
But love over meanness. And don't call your kid names. Like, I hate when I hear people call their kid a name. Like, Me and Remy will do it like jokingly to each other, but I've heard parents straight up like call their kids like jerks in the store, and I'm like, I don't know, that seems a little over the line for me personally, but if that's how you feel in the moment, I suppose I can't judge. So
Yeah.
and with that, we just think about it. Love you guys. Bye. Let's just do like a super quick. Oops, is this still going?